Hello and welcome back to Film It Friday. If you're new here, my name's Chris. I'm a videographer, photographer and YouTuber. I make videos every single week about video and photography related content, reviews, tips and tricks. So if you like that kind of thing, why not hit the subscribe button? Let's get into today's video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this. It's the Hollyland Mars 300 wireless video transmitter. So just a little disclaimer before I start, Hollyland did send me this unit for free, but I'm going to review it honestly and I'm going to give you my thoughts about this product. So I've already unboxed the unit. I wanted to give it a really good try before I made this video. So at the moment I've got the transmitter mounted to the top of my FS5 up there, which you can't see, and we're going out of my FS5 via HDMI and into the Hollyland receiver. It transmits video at 1080p at 60 Hz, and I've got the receiver mounted to the top of this monitor, so we've got the output coming out of this HDMI and into this monitor, and as you can see, that's me coming around there. It's really nice when I'm actually filming these videos to be able to see what I'm looking at really close. I usually have this monitor set up on top of my FS5 and I've not got the greatest eyesight, so it's really good to have this nice and close so I can see exactly what I'm doing, make sure my hair's good. Yeah. So let's just go through the specs of this unit and then I'm going to put it through its paces and take it outside. So on the top of both receivers, you've got a video light which indicates when you've got a video signal coming from your camera to the transmitter, to the receiver, to the monitor. Then you've got a link light which tells you when both units are connected together. You've got a channel button, so if there's any interference you can change the channel that the two units operate on and you'll get a clearer image. You've got an upgrade button for when there is a software update, you can just plug it into your computer and update it. You've got a pair button. To pair the units, you just have to press and hold the pair button for a couple of seconds until the link light starts blinking, and you need to do that on both units. And then you've got the on and off switch that powers them. And on this side, you've got HDMI out 1 and HDMI out 2. So if you wanted, you could connect this up to 2 monitors. And then you just got the DC input on the bottom, so you could connect it to your wall outlet if you wanted. You could run this all day long. On the transmitter, it is slightly different. You've got HDMI in 1 and then you've got HDMI loop back, so that if you wanted to have a screen on your camera, you could do that. So you take the feed out of your camera into the transmitter, and then you've got the video feed going to the receiver, and you could also take a feed out back to a different monitor that was mounted on your camera. The units themselves feel really sturdy, really well made, and they've just got a tripod thread on the bottom so you can mount them pretty much anywhere. If I did have any criticism, I would like to see a few more tripod threads around, so maybe I could mount it on the back or on the top, but this works pretty well. It's just something I would like to see in the future. So what's the picture like, what's the feed like, and what's the range like? So for picture quality, it looks perfect. I did say at the beginning it is only 1080p. I'd like to see 4K, just because I usually shoot 4K for my Film It Fridays, and it would be really nice to be able to shoot 4K. I'm just going to show you what we look like. But the picture quality seems really nice. So the feed seems really, really strong. If you wanted to use this on a cable cam, that's where I've used a Connex before. I don't think you'd have any problems at all. If you wanted to use it on a remote control car, it would be great. If you want to strap it to your dog and send that away and see what it came back like, I'm sure it would be no problem at all. I am going to do a range test in a minute, but before I do, I just want to talk to you about price. The Hollyland Mars 300 retails at £399, which is astonishing for how good it is. Last year I was working on quite a big film project where I was sat in cars filming, or I was in really awkward positions, and it would have been really handy to give the director a monitor with a wireless feed of what I was filming. When I've used the Connex in the past or the Teradek, they've both been borrowed or rented, so I didn't really have any idea about the price, and when I came to research them last year, they were over £1,000. So this is less than half the price, and it looks pretty good to me. Okay, so what I've done is I've moved my FS5 outside, I've got the monitor outside with the receiver on the top, and I've got the transmitter on top of my A6300. Just show you what that looks like, if the FS5 will pick it up. And something that is really nice with this unit is it does transmit audio as well. So if your director was a little bit away from you and had headphones, they could plug them into the monitor and listen to the audio that's being captured. So let's go for a walk. Okay, so I'm about 300 feet away from the house and I've just lost signal. Oh, I've just got signal back, which is nice. But I think it's probably because I'm in a really built up area. There's lots of Wi-Fi networks around, lots of buildings and lots of things in the way. If I was in a field, I would imagine it would do a lot better. So I'm back from my range test and it's time for me to give you my final impressions of the Mars 300 wireless video transmitter and receiver. Don't forget the receiver. So let's start off with build quality. I think they are built really nicely. They feel high-end, they feel quality, and most of all, if I drop them, I think they're probably gonna survive, which is a nice feature, especially at this price point. Let's move on to I/O. So on the transmitter, we've got the HDMI in and the loopback feature, which I really like. It's really nice to be able to send that feed away, but also use an external monitor on your camera. I think that's really important. On the receiver, you've got both HDMI outs, which is nice if you want to be using two monitors. If you've got two people looking at the feed at the same time, that's a really nice feature. Performance. They performed really well, especially in a built-up area like where I live. They got to just over 300 feet, I'd say, with no cutouts at all until I went past that marker. And I'm sure if I was in a more open place, they would perform even better. And finally, would I recommend that you buy the Mars 300? Well, if you're looking for a wireless video transmission system and you're on a budget, why the hell wouldn't you? They seem great to me. If you've enjoyed this episode of Film It Friday, please hit that like button and please subscribe so you never miss an episode of Film It Friday. See you again next week.